Hey guys, and welcome to You Know Hue. Today I'm going to be drawing some moths and studying some references. Usually I like to use color when I sketch, so I'm going to be using Prismacolor color erase pencils. And I'm going to be linking my Pinterest below so that you guys can look at the same references if you so choose. And the one I'm drawing I already have saved, I believe, because I started it earlier and I thought it'd be a good idea to do a YouTube video for it since I'm doing a couple of them. And I have this one saved under Moth Carousel on my Pinterest. It's like a subboard or whatever. And because I wanted to draw a carousel, but like instead of horses have it with moths, which I'll probably be doing at some point, but today I'm just studying them so that I can do something like that later on. And because I like to sketch with color, but also like to erase, even though that's not good all the time, sometimes it's fun to sketch with pen too, because you think more about what you're actually putting down on paper. But I'm going to be using the Prismacolor Col-Erase pencils today. So this moth has like a very reddish orange hue to it, and I'm going to be using a little bit of red and orange, kind of. Well, not kind of, I am going to be using orange. It's just so cute, and I just wish I had it as a pet. And they're just so fuzzy, and their antennas are so much fun to draw. They're just so cute. And I really don't want to use any kind of line art with this just because I want it to be like soft and natural. I'm really hesitant using black in this piece, maybe like a reddish brown for outlining at all if I do any. Just because, like I said, I want it to be soft. And this is something that's kind of weird for me because, for the most part, I draw really thick line art in my regular art. So when I do studies, I usually don't because, I don't know, I'm not incorporating my style as much. I'm just trying to figure out shapes and coloring and shading and things like that as opposed to incorporating my style into it. Of course, there's a natural element of my style going into it because, you know, how I draw is going to automatically go into anything I do. But I'm not making the conscious effort in my head. So I'm using the color Vermillion right now, which is like an orangey red. And then I'm going to go over that with the Carmine red? I don't know. Carmine red, I'm going to say. This red. And that just gives it more of that reddish orange color if I keep on layering them like that. I think since I love color so much, part of my obsession with moths stems from the fact that they're so vibrant. And I think it's really cool that something in nature can get that vibrant. So I'm going to go back in with orange, and later on I'll put that Carmine red on top of it. And I find that drawing studies really helps when you don't know what to draw, and it kind of also helps you boost your creativity for later on to actually create something original because you're just generating ideas. So instead of struggling, you end up being more creative and willing to create. For me, doing studies helps me warm up and become a bit looser and more natural too for my sketches later on or my finished pieces. And obviously you can never say like when you draw exactly off of a reference that it's your piece. You can't claim it because it's somebody else's. But I do feel like it can help you learn a lot, especially for something like this, when I'm drawing something natural and it's got all these bright colors. I feel like when you're doing things like that, it can actually help you learn a bit of color theory as well, because to me, nothing in nature is ugly because it all looks natural, like it's all something natural. So even if they're really bright, wild, crazy colors, they still all go together. So I feel like that can help too if you ever need a color scheme. You can just look up vibrant or bright creatures. Oh my god, I just had the cutest idea. So I'm drinking tea right now, and I just thought of like creating a series of moths that all look like teas. That'd be so cute. I don't want to abandon this piece, but I really want to do that now. What should I do? Nope, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll do that. I tend to jump around a lot when I'm doing references, because I don't finish a lot of them because I'm just thinking. It's like brainstorming. It's kind of like when you're writing and you gotta scribble down everything that comes in your head. So sometimes when I'm bored with a piece, I do just leave it half finished. I don't know, I just feel like it helps me be more interested. Like if I'm not interested in something, why would I finish it? I'm breaking out that Carmine red again. There's actually a lot of like white to this moth, or like a cream. So now I'm just coloring in the stripes on the body and using kind of like a brownish red for outlining and like a gray. I'm not ever using black. They have such cute little butts. I actually know a lot of people that are like, creeped out by moths, and I just think they're so pretty. I just don't get it. Like even the plain tan ones that we have around where I live, there's just so much detail in each part of it, and it's so tiny. Oh wow, I did not draw that one right. No. It's going the complete opposite direction of where it needs to be. But yes, hello. I guess I'll let my cat in. So right now I'm just kind of going over and filling in all the colors on the butt. And yes, that is definitely the technical term. And although the spots on the wings are kind of outlined in a black or a grayish color, I just used the Tuscan red because once again I didn't want any harsh lines. Wow, there are no actual like lavender moths. Well, at least not that I'm finding. Oh, that one's really pretty. This one is like gorgeous. Like that's a real lavender. Oh my goodness. They just look so majestic. Oh, that one's like a periwinkle. Oh. Okay, now I'm just distracting myself. I really don't know if I want to do a fuzzy one or like one with a body like this. That's a butterfly though. Yeah, not really what I want. I wonder if all moths' bodies are like fuzzy and that's why they're moths. Probably something like that. I've never actually thought about it. I mean, the most obvious is that they come out at night. So I decided that I'm gonna try to draw like an Earl Grey lavender tea. And the one below, I just didn't like really like how the color scheme turned out. I mean, they're colors that go together, but I don't know, it just wasn't what I was looking for when I was thinking about it. And I looked up like what's in Earl Grey, and it said like citrus and stuff like that, so that's why I added the orange in there. But I think this time around, I just really want to add like the lavender plant as like the long tails, kind of like a Luna moth, and I want to add some green in there, like the long stalky leaves of a lavender plant. And I think that will go better, like a forest green with some lavender and gray. I'm kind of going to draw this moth similar to the first position that I drew a moth in, just because I want to do different positions, but I really want to see the wing, like the spreading of its wings. Plus, I think it will help showcase the lavender plants that I want like dangling as the bottom wings. So right now I'm drawing those lavender plant wings, and wow, I messed that up the first time. It was so not right, but I fixed it, thankfully. And I definitely already like the design a lot better than the first one I did. I also have an obsession with anything lavender. Like I like the plant, the taste, the smell, the color, everything about lavender I love. Like I love the color purple in general, but it's like something about pastels and lavenders and like glitter. I usually incorporate some type of that in my drawings. I won't do glitter on this because I want this to look natural, but I like to use it on like people's cheeks sometimes. And I ended up moving the antennas just because like I wanted to showcase the legs more, because I don't know, it just seems weird to have a moth only have 2 legs, even though you can't see all of them. I needed to add 2 more legs. And I gave this boy some thick legs at first. I fixed them, but I really enjoyed drawing like their little feet, which doesn't really exist in real life, but I also got the idea to turn the tops of the wings, like those little strips at the top, into the actual green plant leaves, because the real ones are just as long and stalk-like. And for the liner, I ended up using the Faber Castell fine liner in black in the size 0.5. And I ended up going really thick on the wings just because I want to make sure there was some sort of differentiation between the gray and the black and so that you basically knew that the plants dangling from it were the bottom wings. Otherwise, it was kind of difficult to tell. And since those were my favorite part, I really wanted them to stand out. And other than that, I really don't have much to say on the line art. I mean, I guess the only other thing I could say is I went a little bit overboard with the line art, which tends to happen to me a lot because I just keep going over and over and over it, and it just keeps getting thicker and thicker. So that's something I need to work on. And as I mentioned before, I really wanted the top part to look like a leaf, so I started coloring that in with the dark foresty green color. I'll write all the colors down below in the description. Actually, this one is the grass green Prismacolor, and I'm just using the regular Prismacolors now. I know a lot of people that don't like them, but they get a really smooth finish for me, and they just blend so well that every time you use them, I feel like everything ends up flowing and being the same tone. Well, the same tone that you want it to be, you know, it all looks cohesive. And, you know, this is kind of a more childish art supply, considered by other people, but I really like using them. It's like one of my favorite mediums next to gouache. But I have a special love for blending and going over things, because that's the part that relaxes me most about drawing is like the coloring in and the repetition of going over and over it again. So I don't mind this process. And now I'm going in with some purple on the wings. And for the tails on the bottom, I chose a darker lavender to go down the middle and a lighter one to go around that. Because usually the middle of a lavender plant is a bit darker. And it's more pigmented there, I think. And for the lighter purple, I'm actually using the color lavender. But overall, I'm really digging this color scheme. And I decided that I was going to put like little dots on the wings, little green dots, because I just needed to spread that green elsewhere. I also put more spots at the top. I don't know, I just feel like it needed a little bit more green in there. And when I started using the gray, I actually went over the purple a little bit, because it helped keep the tone natural, and it just helped blend everything out and instead of like smudging it, you know, like this kind of helps you layer everything in a solid color and blend everything out. And then as far as like using the Faber Castell pens, sometimes they bleed. Well, actually every time they bleed, with watercolor, even if you're just like rubbing it around with colored pencil, but I didn't really care because this wasn't like a finished piece. I mean, it kind of is because I'm using line art, so you could consider it, but it's not taking up a full page. I still consider it like yes, it's something I created, but if I wanted to make this into a print or something, I would have it on a bigger page. But I can definitely see myself drawing this in the future again, because it was really fun. I also decided to color in the head and the legs in that pinkish purple, well, that lavender, because once again I need to spread that light purple somewhere else. And then I also put some of the grass green polka dots on top of the head and two little ones on the bottom of the lavender wings. And then I also put green on the antennas, and I did these antennas a little bit differently than I usually do. Just trying something new out. I think I like the other way better. It looks more realistic, and it turned out so cute, and I really love it. And then I thought of like drawing a little string so that it looks like an actual tea bag, and like putting a label on the end of that string. And I'm really glad I did that. It turned out really cute with that. And you guys, that's pretty much it. Also, I would not recommend dropping a moth into your tea and actually using one as a tea bag. Please don't actually do that. That's you can take this drawing in a very gruesome way, I guess. But I like to think it's just a cute little moth inspired by the colors of tea. And that tag is just letting people know what it's inspired by. It's not making a statement of any kind about moths because I love them. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching and love you guys. Bye.